tough for us to move away because I'm not going to be in alignment with T. Rump and Bannon and Musk, and so it forces you into being in alignment with things that are antithetical to our progress, right? So I'm like, let's remove all of the strictures, no parties. I'm a party of Lincoln, meaning wherever we are, we're going to primary people who are getting in the way, and we're going to make sure that we put people in office. I don't care if it's an R or a D next to their name that are going to do the work. And if it's Congress, if it's the House of Representatives, you got a year and a half to get some done. If it's the Senate, you got 6 years. If it's the presidency, you got 4 years. In the meantime, everybody gets banged on, and we're going to deputize media, everyone's media, because we don't have media anymore, because you all live somewhere. Tell us what's going on and what the politicians are doing and who's corrupt and who's taking handouts, and let's use these platforms that we do have. If it's YouTube, let's go. If it's TikTok, let's go. Like we cannot be paralyzed by fear and also so small that we don't see that this is a big global thing, and look, we can. Yeah,
I think the first example you're going to see is what RFK, if he's able to do some of the things that he wants to do. There is the vaccine issue, right? But look, he wants to get Red 40 out of things. These are chemicals that are in things that are banned in Europe. There are things that I would be very supportive of that. Do you know how that's so conflicting?
Fluoride though, it might be important.
That's what I'm saying. The fluoride's crazy, I think.
It is crazy, but at the same time, I don't know.
Why do we want
the jury's out on him.
Teeth like the British? Why do I want British teeth? I don't. Give me fluoride.
Yes. Well, here's the problem with RFK. Not just the worm that died. And someone said that the worm died from starvation, which I'm saying might be true. I thought that was brilliant. It was like the worm died from starvation. But here's what he said recently. Oh, I'm sorry. 2019. Okay. Oh, sorry, Smith. Hold on. Is this from 2019 or is this recent? It doesn't matter. He said it. He said it. This is what he said. Play it.
And I was at the bottom of my class. I started doing heroin. I went to the top of my class. Suddenly I could sit still and I could read.
What?
He said he was at the bottom of his class, and then he started doing heroin.
What the hell did you just say?
Play it again,
I was
Smith.
hoping it was a glitch.
He said this.
And I was at the bottom of my class. I started doing heroin. I went to the top of my class. Suddenly I could sit still and I could read.
Jesus! Tap dancing Christ!
Does heroin...
I mean, he's a Kennedy. He probably got very clean, high-grade heroin.
Okay. Does heroin, what, it makes you sit still? I don't. What does
it definitely makes you sit still. I mean, he's not wrong. This is what I'm saying.
He said he couldn't read. He couldn't read, and then the heroin made him read. This man's in charge of our health. I'm sorry, Cena.
This is what I'm saying, Karen. What happens when he says something you agree with? What are you going to do? This is what's awful about what's happening.
The source is bad. Doesn't matter if the source is right one time or two times. This is our problem. The source is bad. He's a bad source.
Sure.
Okay.
But like the Red 40
and his niece
bad.
died of an overdose in 2019. Drugs are a problem. You got somebody talk about fentanyl, and you talk about being on heroin, and you might still be on heroin because I see you walk around the airport with no shoes on. Something is wrong with him, and he's in charge. Okay, Cena. All right.
He needs a carb. That's what he needs to eat. Carbs.
He needs a carb. What?
Yeah, like carbohydrates. He needs a carb.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because I think it just ruins your brain. When you don't eat enough carbs, it kind of makes your brain all crazy. Makes you have brain worms.
So much to say here.
The views expressed by the show's producers and its
on.
guests are not necessarily those of Karen Hunter or SiriusXM.
He's pro Red 40.
He is not. He might be, but that's his business.